This one does some functionality to clone the repositories, and here will have to test, that is on my list, on my to-do list, to if actually we need all these methods.
Okay.
Because as we know, if I'm correct, we're not using LiveRay anymore because we switched the web page, so we maybe don't need this LiveRay project.
Mm-hmm.
And the other namespace is this one. That is more. That I think that works closer with Git. That is something that we want to work on, is because if you're connecting to Git servers like GitHub, then you need to authenticate the servers in some way. With GitHub, this is not a problem, but it might be with some GitHub repositories, and it might be with some other Git provider like Gitblit that we're using internally.
Great.
So, and then I copied this function.
Luca, I don't have your voice.
Yeah, I didn't say anything. I said what I changed was from the old MISA managed IDE. We have now here in the convention a field that is that says which Git repositories we are going to clone. And then I had to build this into the configuration, which now I did here in the default configuration. So I just said that project config, that is the name that is used for the Git functionality, or at least for the Git repositories. And I just said this name is for that these repositories are with this keyword.
I have a question regarding writing username and password. Is it needed to be hard-coded in your code because of accessing, for example, the Git resources?
Well, exactly. That is a very good question. Because that is one of our points that we have to work on, because we're not sure yet where we're going to get in terms of Git username and Git password, where we're going to get it. Because as you see here, we are accessing Git through HTTPS, which means we don't need a password and a username yet. But of course, we want to be able to access it also via SSL. And in that case, we're going to need a password and at least username.
And if someone wants, for example, to execute your application, is it needed to have the SSL or something else in his system, or should he, for example, I don't know, write the username and password in the code explicitly? Which one is needed?
Okay, so let me try to explain. So somewhere username and password has to be defined. And you can define it directly in the configuration. So this is some kind of being hard-coded. But you can also add this credentials in configuration outside of our Git. So you can have this, let's say, some kind of parameterized. And because credentials always is a matter of security, we are able to encrypt credentials using GNU-PG. So you can encode hard, let me say, your credentials encrypted into a Git repository, and then we can decrypt this on runtime if you have the private key.
Oh, no.
So
okay, Luca, back to you.
Yeah, so these are the repositories that we are going to work with, and because I'm not, I don't understand everything 100%, but I understand that if we don't have these repositories as project config under this name, then the installation does not find them, because we have here when contains config project config. So config is the configuration that gets gets put into this method, and if it does not contain project config, then obviously it's not going to do this. And this what it's doing is to clone the project. So I put it here as project config under this keyword, so that this config here contains the project config.
And is it possible to, for example, to receive the, some parameters of configuration when it's running? I mean, I'm, for example, finding for a way that I don't want to be hard code some configuration. Imagine, for example, in Java, whenever you are using AND, it's possible that whenever you run a special script for AND, on that time you can, for example, specify some configuration exactly in runtime. Not, it's not needed to be hard coded. Is it possible in your application?
I'm not sure what you're getting at. Like,
please repeat your question. I did not the question exactly answer.
For example, for some reasons you want to add some configuration whenever you run your application, and then you don't want to be to hard code that configuration. So it's needed every time you run your application gets some I don't know, URL, port, for example, some resources, for example, destination, sources, and etc. on time.
Exactly on runtime.
Okay, so I think the answer is divided into parts. So this credential information we can. So there's a good reason to have this information not checked in, at least in every context. But on the other hand, we are trying to build up reproducible environments. And to be able to reproduce, it's important to have a reproducible configuration also. So what we do is we hard code this configuration and check this configuration into repositories, and that's the reason why we have hard coded configurations. And our way how we configure is coded in the convention package. I'm not sure whether I can show. So do you see my mouse on your screen?
Right now, no.
Okay, yeah. So Luca stated the namespace. So that's the namespace we encode hard code configuration. But you can also modularize this, and you can have hard-coded configuration in tenant projects, some kind of. So hard-coded configuration is, I think, a feature, and it's necessary to have this to be able to reproduce a system exactly like it was set up, let's say, 1 week before. So, did this answer your question?
Almost.
Are you satisfied with the answer?
So I think the answer is no.
it depends on your situation, because I don't know exactly about the situation of your customers. Because it is, I think, the first factor that, for example, you should care about it. But in sometimes, that I experienced before, it was necessary for me to have, dynamic configuration. Depends on the situation.
Yeah, so that's true. So we are building up a component. So DA managed IDE is a kind of component. And the hard-coded configuration we have in this convention namespace here is just an example configuration. And we choose this example so in a way that we can use it directly. But a normal use case will be that someone will build up his own convention and not use our convention. So that's the intent use case. So for these guys, it's maybe sufficient to have hard-coded configuration also, but you are also able to expose closure code to text files, and you can load text files dynamically on runtime. And there's a converter framework, it's called EDN. So you can load configuration dynamically also. But that's not our situation at the moment, let me say.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, with this, so here we are using the method that is in this namespace here that I added, and this clones a project, and I tried it and it works. So I'm not sure how if there's a way to prove that it works, but like I saw that the all the projects that I put into the convention are there. So, but I think there isn't there like some better way to see if it worked. But that's like because that's like that's more manually looking if it worked.
So at the moment we have no better way, but maybe we can focus today on make a merge request. So maybe you can commit it, and I can drive it against the AWS, so we can find out together whether this will work. What do you see?
Yeah, sure. So because I tried it locally on my local server here, and I saw that it worked. So now obviously the next case is to try it on the AWS.
So in order to do this automated, maybe there's a way to do something like a continuous integration, and we can we have tests defined. So maybe it's a good idea to realize continuous integration, have a build pipeline, and part of this build pipeline will be to instantiate server in cloud, drive the tests, and shut the server down. So after commit, we can be sure whether the build is running or maybe there is something broken.
So now we're going to first try to make a pull request. Because as I remember, I don't have first I should commit it. Big grave sin of not committing your changes.
So maybe I can give you write access to this repository. To make it more easy. So I added you to GitHub.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you can now commit and push directly.
Mm-hmm. First, I should probably configure this Git because as Atom told me, I don't have yet an default identity. Use my GitHub identity in this case. So. I'm not sure how to connect my workspace to the actual GitHub.
So try to push, maybe. So try git push on project itself in console. So you can see how it's configured. Okay, maybe. Okay. Your username.
Oh,
GitHub
yeah.
username.
So I was reading.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure what this means. Oh, wrong username. Oops. Variations of my name.
Okay, now it pushed, but I'm not sure whether you already committed changed stuff.
I don't have any chains to commit here. Well, I will restart Atom.
Okay.
Oh, now I can commit. Seems. What did I write the first time? Oh, now I can push it.
Okay, now there are the 2 greens missing, I think. So these you should add or something like this.
What?
The 2 green ones, I assume these are missing. So try to commit this. Okay. Okay.
No, I cannot. Ah, I can push. But he showed me some error. Couldn't read username. Oh yeah, I should change it. Where is it?
So entering your credentials is missing, huh? So maybe you have to configure your SSH key first.
Oh yeah. I don't have it on this version. In this case, I will stop there. Yeah. Where were the SSR keys again?
So they are located in your home directory in .ssh. You can switch on screen sharing, so you can see it while you're working.
Yeah, so I should add the public key to GitHub.
Yeah. So do we have some ID_rsa.pub?
IDE
directory?
yeah.
That's your public key.
Good. So it's the same arrow. So I have this directory.
Yeah.
With the public key here.
Yeah.
And I added that to my SSR keys here. But I have the same arrow.
So switch to console. Maybe you can see the message. Okay, so I see. So you have to switch the origin. So you are using HTTP as origin URL, and you have to change it to the SSH.
Okay. How do I do that?
Just one moment. Paste it in the chat. Can do something right here. Found it?
Yes. Okay. So to do that, I should go to the directory. Technicals. So I'm in the directory. So it's it. What's the name of the repository?
You can copy it from browser. So it's the third from top. So you can choose the button right, clone or download, and you can copy this line. Yeah. Okay, so try to git push. Okay.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
So now it's online, so maybe we can continue.
I can
You go, Chrissy?
Okay, so I have some conflicts. Should I share my screen?
Sure.
So unfortunately, I've not pushed my change already. So it's completely okay that I have to merge it. Okay, so so you can see my my screen.
Yep.
Okay. So I think the version changes should not be relevant. So I introduced atom. Okay. And removed settings, so that's fine.
I'm sorry, Michael.
Yeah.
It seems that the format of two codes are not same as each other because it focuses on a space. I mean, I'm blank spaces.
What is your problem?
Sorry.
So yeah, what do you think?
I'm not sure about closure, but in Java, whenever, for example, we press Control Shift F, it automatically, reformat all the codes. And there is an option in window performance of Eclipse that ignore all the white spaces.
Yeah. But as you have seen, Luca is using Atom. So we have to find out how we can manage project settings cross-functional between Eclipse and Atom. So that's
maybe there is, for example, same format between Atom. I mean, it is possible to find same format in the internet and then upload it, in Eclipse.
Yeah, you're true. And I can show you what Eclipse will support. But first up, I have to merge. And in Eclipse, I have switched on ignore white space, so we will have less white space relevant differences. I think that's my change. And it's also a change. Okay. Now I've merged this two. I commit it. And now we can see how Eclipse will format code. So in Eclipse, I can let me find some point. So there's nothing to change, I think. In Eclipse here, it's a good point. In Eclipse, I can use the tab key The tab key will fix the ident.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like Java control F. So we have now format the whole code option. So there's something missing in Eclipse for closure. So maybe it's a better idea to search whether Atom does have more support for brackets and ident. So that's the way I would do the formatting. Maybe I choose to have the last closing bracket and
so we have for Atom there's a plugin that's called Atom Beautify.
Yeah.
That it beautifies the code, so it makes the it's basically like in Java when you do that. I just checked and it supports closure.
Yeah, so maybe you can try it out, and we will find out where it is useful and where it's not. Because beautifying in terms of Eclipse may be something different compared to beautifying in Atom. So
I found something in Stack Overflow that it says that whenever you want to, reindent some line, you can select some line and then press Ctrl-I.
in Eclipse?
Yeah, in Eclipse.
Yeah. But I think I tend more to leave Eclipse and to choose Atom, or maybe we can also try give Emacs a try. So I found statistics about IDE usage, and most of Closurans are using Emacs. I found so more than 80% is using Emacs. Maybe we should have a look on Emacs. I'm not sure about this. Okay, but for now we can give merged state try. So I will try to instantiate on Amazon. So I use the namespace instantiate AWS, and I'm going to start the REPL. So starting REPL takes a long time in Eclipse. So Luca, how fast REPL starts for Atom at the moment for you?
Well, I don't have a second counter, but pretty fast. It doesn't take more than a few moments.
Yeah, in Eclipse it's not started at all at the moment. So it took about 1 minute. So that's a long time.
It's definitely faster in Atom.
So now we are going to be started. Not finished.
Sorry, Michael, what about the plugins that IntelliJ IDE provides for Clojure?
What's about them?
An IntelliJ IDE provides a kind of plugin for Clojure, and it has been called Cursive. Did you search about it?
Yeah.
And how is that?
We have such mini moment. Try to converge install. Okay. IntelliJ is more used than Eclipse is, but all this heavy IDEs has a problem, or even Atom has a problem. that installing plugins by command line is not as easy as installing packages in Linux.
Oh.
So for Atom, we have to find out how we can install plugins. For IntelliJ, we will have to find this out also. And for Eclipse, we found it out, but it's not comfortable. So yeah, each of these tools is an option. But if we switch, I tend to use the most used tool instead of just selecting other IDEs are not used widely. So Eclipse is the at least one used IDE. Second least is IntelliJ. Third is Atom. Atom has usage about 10%, I think, and the remaining 80% are using either ClojureScript or are using Emacs. So maybe we can find out. So it's a Clojure. No. So it was published on LinkedIn. So if I find this current Clojure statistic, okay, maybe I'll search for Google. And be more specific on time. So I've seen this topic, I think, last month. Last year. Okay, I've Clojure most used IDE. So let's try. I didn't find the statistic blog entry anymore. But if I find it again, so I will send it to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so let's come back. I'm going to do a converge install on this instance at AWS, and I give my key to decrypt credentials, and I give the passphrase. I've just for demonstration purpose chosen a quite easy passphrase, and I give the number of instances to be created by one, and the result will be stored in session. So we can inspect later on how installation has gone on. So I can again give a short view on created instances. So we should see how an instance is going to be created. Yeah. So I have to find my accounts first. Okay, so I will switch screen sharing off. Okay. And find a password.
Okay.
Yeah. The password is stored on AWS on www.amazon.com, and it's not found by the plugin, so that's quite ugly. Okay, now I will switch screen sharing on again. I managed to log in. So we have just a newly running instance. And let's come back. So we can see installation is going on, I think. Yeah, it's not finished yet. And if you want, you can see more detail.
Does the system execute all these SSH, in parallel or in sequence?
It's executing SSH in parallel. If you provision more than one instance, so you can provision 10 instances, and the system will drive 10 SSH sessions in parallel.
Oh,
but each of these instances is done in sequence.
They are independent from each other?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it's going to install OpenJDK. Now we're going to configure type VNC and Leiningen. So now we are going to install, no, I think to download Atom. Going to install Atom Workaround. Okay. So now I think we finished. And we can have a view on our newly created system. So I think I had remote desktop viewer. And now I'm going to connect. And need to find the IP, the new graded. I think that's a new created IP. No. I should take it from browser. Okay, here we are. I think now we are on home directory, and I'm going to search for Git repositories. So Luca, where should Git repositories be?
In the convention. Oh, you mean on the new user in code?
Yeah. So if you are missing code directory, then we will not have.
Which user are you? IDE user.
I'm IDE user.
Can you take a look at the other users?
I can. We have a user palette. We have a user Ubuntu. But there's no Git repository, and Ubuntu I think also not. Okay. So installing Git repositories is still missing at the moment.
Can you look at the dda-manage IDE to see if it's the correct one?
On a code?
Yeah. But just to make sure. And can you look in the convention?
I will do. So in the meantime, I will close this. So there's something really slow or not working anymore, I think.
Maybe it's still working.
So we'll restart Eclipse. So I've pushed already the merge results, so you can have a look on your own. Also, that's true for you, Adi. Maybe you're able to clone the repository and get some view on the code.
Now, because I'm seeing the meeting with Windows operating system and I don't access to the Linux, I have to do it after meeting. So just let me know the URL that I can fetch all the code.
So all these URLs are located in our Git account. Domain-driven architecture.
Yeah.
So I can send this. Okay.
Thank you.
So there you can find our projects. Okay. So now I'm back on Eclipse, and look how you asked for integration.
And to look at the convention, just to make sure that that the repositories are written in there, which means that it should be actually the correct version.
Okay, so here we are.
But the video froze. Oh yeah, okay, now it's back.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, they are there.
DA project is there. And where is it set? I think here it's missing, right?
Oh, yeah, it's missing. Maybe so. Maybe it got lost in the merging process.
That's possible, yeah.
It was just one line.
I have to add this project config. And then I have to add DDA projects, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I did the same when I was working on it, and then I wondered why it didn't work, and then I researched how the config is actually like transferred.
Okay, so that's great because if everything is working from startup initially, so that's all times that's strange.
Yes.
So one thing has to go wrong. So that's good feeling, I think. Okay, so I'm right now starting the REPL again. I think first of all, we will shut down existing. Okay, it's going down. Now we can fire up a new instance. Instance is created. So now Pallet is waiting for getting contact. Okay, now we are going on. Now Git core is installed. OpenJDK is coming up. So did you have an idea how long it takes? So when did it start? So we start at 1850.
This is already running 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So if
I'm not
I'm
sure
right,
how much
it takes 10 minutes. Takes 10 minutes to install IDE. Less than 10 minutes. Cool. XFC is the desktop package. Now we are reaching Atom. So I think now we will slowly switch to configuring user. You see we have user configuration, and now we're getting cloned GitHub repositories.
Good.
Sounds good, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, finished. So it took 5 minutes to set up an IDE. Cool. So I will switch now to remote. So let's test. Now I would expect to see directory called code. So where I'm on directory. Here we are. We have dda-pallet.
So yeah, that was a question that I had, because all the packages are in dda-pallet. So
Yeah.
in code. So it's like
no
two levels.
So it's in code, and code has subdirectory dda-pallet.
Yeah.
And I did this intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
Because on my IDE I have projects from more than one from more than one customer, so I searched for a way to separate them. The dda-pallet is depending on the key you have given in convention. So here is the convention, and that's the reason for the dda-pallet subdirectory. You can name this, give this another name, and we will have another subdirectory.
Yeah, so I just wondered if the two levels are intentional, but
yeah. So now we can maybe choose dda comments. We can do line test. Oh, found line. So that's the problem here. So on AWS, it's not a login console. So the whole profile source files are not sourced. So have not the path set already for line. Source gtc / profile .d. No, line is what? Path assist. Okay. That's what. Now line is available, and now we can call line test. So it's going to build our project. And it will run at okay, cool. Fine. So next step will be I should commit my merged resolved conflict, and next thing we should do is we should remove the code you have copied from MISA managed IDE. We should you have copied two dda managed IDE. Yeah. We should remove it from MISA managed IDE.
And MISA managed IDE.
And we should have a merge request and should merge the working thing to the master branch on dda managed IDE. So which of these things we should do together? What do you think?
What is the second one?
So we have to do we have to instantiate a merge request to merge changes from issue 8 branch to master branch.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't do that yet. First, we should like in dev repos. We discussed that there's possibly unused method there, so before we merge with master, we should check this method.
So you propose to do a cleanup in the managed IDE itself?
Yeah, first.
Okay.
Before we do that.
So would you drive this? So I will finish screen sharing and you can start your screen sharing. I've committed and pushed.
Okay, in that case, I will.
Ali, what do you think? Is it interesting to you to join to participate on do some cleanup?
Yeah, I'm motivated to install the Clojure IDE, such as Atom, after the meeting. And if it is possible, please send me the URLs that are about the tutorial of Clojure, because I would like to start learning Clojure. And then see the codes that you're writing and realizing what exactly you are doing with the DevOps.
Okay. So first of all, I will send you Clojure cheat sheet.
Thank you.
Some kind of reference. Here you will find all references in one page. So that's a good point to have, because some of these statements will not be easy to find by Google, because it's too short or something like this.
And can I, for example, continue it by watching some videos on YouTube? I mean, is there any tutorial video on YouTube?
So there are many Clojure crash courses. I will send one to you.
Yeah, I found some of them on YouTube, but I didn't know which one was better or maybe was more complete.
I've added a Brave Clojure. So that's a quite well-known address. So they have good stuff in there. And I can
I will start learning Clojure simultaneously with my task on translation. And is it possible to, for example, use any Java code between the Clojure codes?
Yeah.
Because as far as I know, the Clojure is based on JVM.
Yeah. So it's possible to interact with Java.
Great.
So I sent a next URL to you. So that's the official Clojure website, Clojure.org. And there are also some guides. So some of them are quite easy. But if you go to the language section, So the inventor of Clojure has written some rationales why he has chosen his decisions. And I think these rationales are quite interesting if you have good knowledge of Java, for example. So you get now which concepts are located in Clojure. So it's more than something to read on. It's more to read and to understand concepts in contrast to how to for getting started.
Correct.
Okay.
So we have these 3 methods here.
You should share your screen. So
And
screen
I am.
Switched off. You are?
I am sharing my screen. Am I not?
Yeah. Now I can see it.
Okay. But I think it switches to different users when they talk. So you have to fixate on one user when you can click on the user, and then it only shares the screen.
Yeah, it's maybe true.
So we have these methods here, and if I remember correctly, you said that we're not going to use this anyways.
What's this?
That's
This live
called
radio.
live. Yeah.
So we can remove it.
Yeah.
I think.
So, and the other thing was the question, because like we have 2 files here, and so this first method is, as far as I can tell, it's not really doing anything else than putting its input names into this method. I'm not sure if we need to have 2 files.
So let me see the dev report again. Oh, I can find out by my own. Okay, yeah. So it's just a do sequence around.
What does do sequence do?
In the clone project, we have a do sequence.
So it's like iterating?
Okay. It's iterating over project config.
Over the repos.
Not so iterating about across this project key. So we have the option to have many project keys. So project key is dda-pallet, I think. And then we have a sequence of project repositories.
So my question is more about this one, because as far as I can tell here, this just calls this method and gives them all this. So I copied these 2 files to these 2 namespaces to manage the dimension IDE, and I'm not sure if we need 2 files for this.
Yeah. So you can copy dev repos to repos. Yeah.
I think repos is a better name than dev repos because.
Yeah. Agree. Okay. How we can now test whether this compiles. So that's a good example. We've done a refactoring. And maybe we missed some require statement. So we can have a review on this. But maybe we can also have something forces this namespace to compile. Do you have any idea?
I can just load this. I see. So we see. I can just load this whole file, and already we see that here, like, obviously, it doesn't need to be referenced anymore.
Yeah, we've managed to make an error.
I'm not sure if it does it work linear? Like, if I want to call the method that is later, I have to put this later than the method?
You're right. There has to be an all, so you have to declare the method you are going to use upfront before it's used. And if it's hard to, if you have some circular dependencies, you can declare upcoming method, upcoming function first, and then you can use it, and you can declare it later on.
Okay, now it seems to compile. Like, I mean, the obvious things. So this is, I mean, the only method we're using here is clone repos. That's where the error was. So I think now it should be fine. So how are we going to test it? I mean, I think there's logically nothing that can be wrong, actually.
Yeah, there can be many things wrong, but we have not the option to test because all the operations we are doing will provide side effects. And for the side effects, we need to have a set up server or at least a compute up and running. And so we will not be able to test this without having something up and running. So maybe we will take this example for our workshop on Friday and think how we can do test-driven DevOps at this place.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine it's a little bit hard, but the test context is not there.
Yeah, so you can push this, commit this, and I will try it on Amazon again. And while I am trying on Amazon, we can go on and think about how we will refactor the MISA managed IDE.
Wait, I already found some other things. Managed IDE, create here because now it's called labels.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Refactor. Where am I using it? I'm not sure why there's a problem now. Do you still see my screen?
Yeah, I see it. I got this exception also sometimes. So maybe it's a good idea to close your REPL and start a new one.
Oh, yeah. Completely close. In this case, it seems to be working. Oh, no, the same error. Repos.
So there's something called repos/as. Oh, yeah, I see. On line 25, 26. So it's missing colon.
Oh.
Yeah.
That explains everything. Yeah, well, I was thinking YS.
Yeah. Sure.
Sorry.
Okay. Seems to work.
But I should push it to issue 8, right?
Yep.
Is it online?
Okay, I got it. Yeah. Okay. So I think we have reached the 2 hours today. So will you invest some additional time in order to remove the existing code on IDE, or should we continue on next Monday?
I think we should continue some other time, because I mean, at my place it's already nearly 10, so it's a little bit late to continue for me.
Yeah, I do not talk about today. Will you continue work during the week?
Yeah.
Or will we continue this? Okay. Okay, great. So to wrap it up, we have managed to merge your prepared work, and now we are able to clone some Git repositories to our IDE, and we are able to build projects on IDE, and next time we will refactor this functionality out of the MISA managed IDE, and after this we will continue getting Git repositories from other Git servers, and there will be a task to prepare the known host situation in order to enable the trust between the other Git repository servers and Git clone command itself. So that's the outlook for next 3 or 4 sessions, I would expect.
I just have had an error while I tried to do it. I'm not sure what it means. It's exit status 1 from pallet.
So yeah. So maybe you was not able to download the remote file for having Atom package.
No,
but
that was
you
a success.
You can have a look on log file itself. So maybe you can switch to the console.
Where? Here? On the host
console? Yeah. So you can go to the project directory. So I can now less logs / pallet.log.
I guess so, no.
Or maybe it's called as log, not logs. Pallet is called log. Now you can press Shift-G and you will come to the bottom. So now you can see what's going wrong.
Package XGG util is not installed.
Okay. So we have to add some additional things.
But it doesn't make any sense because it worked before we made the merge.
No, the Atom installation was not part of the installation of the VirtualBox.
Ah, you added the Atom.
I've just pushed my change,
okay.
and so it is working on AWS, but it's not working on VirtualBox because there are some differences. And so I've added workaround switch. So you can go to convention, for example. So if platform is called AWS, I will install the AWS workaround. And if we will go to atom namespace. No, where's the workaround located? Yeah. Okay. So it seems that your VirtualBox installation is missing some file, which is installed in AWS.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't update it, so I just installed, like, I think Ubuntu 16, but I didn't update it after that.
Okay.
So maybe if I update it?
Maybe you can update. Maybe we can also add some packages to VirtualBox installation if it's if we can confirm the bug. So what was the state of your local of your VirtualBox virtual machine?
What the state? You mean?
Was it a newly clean installed Ubuntu, or
You mean in the server?
So yeah.
Yeah.
And which version of Ubuntu it was?
I can take a look. 16.10 server.
16.10.
16.10.
Okay. So on AWS I tried with 16.04. Maybe that's a difference between 04 and 010. So possibly it's some package missing in 010 in 16.10 only. So yeah, how should we proceed?
I will try to update it and then see if it fixes that.
Okay, so you will be able to do this already.
Yeah, I'm updating right now.
Okay, fine.
I'm not sure what you see, but it. I mean, what does it show?
So possibly it's missing an package install, or possibly it's only missing some updates. Okay.
So I can now. I will try to try again.
Yeah. So let's do this as have a final task. So we can introduce a new setting. Maybe it's called install VirtualBox workaround, and we can add some action package containing the missing package, or we can even add a package install, I think below line 27 would be a good place to add a package. Well, give it a second try.
What?
Try a second run.
A second what?
A second run.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Don't I share this screen?
Yeah, you do.
Because it's running here.
Sorry, Michelle.
Yeah.
What does it mean on line of console that it writes, for example, 19, 32, 58, some sequence numbers?
Mm-hmm.
Does it
So
indicate
90
the
is
special things?
the 932 is the time.
Oh, just time.
1932, I think.
Mm.
And this operate and a number. I think that's would be a thread identifier.
Mm-hmm.
So all of this stuff is happening in one thread.
Mm-hmm.
And if we would instantiate in parallel two virtual machines, I would expect to have two threads.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now it worked.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if we should expect the server to be up to date or not.
So typically, I've written in a README file, which is the state I expect the base installation. So we can write in the README file that we expect the server should be already updated. So at least it is documented.
Does this actions package test if it's installed? I mean, the question is, are people going to read the README file? Or this, I mean, exactly this part of the README file?
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not sure about this, but yeah. So let's discuss this next time. I think maybe we can find a better place to do a package update. But I think we have already one, so we should have a more close insight why it's not working this place. Or maybe we need two of them, but even this we should know.
So, in this case, I will now push my changes.
Great. So I will.
I think I already did.
So I will notch this during the upcoming week. And if you continue on nicer managed IDE, then we can continue work next Monday. Okay. Fine.
Okay.
So thank you for attending. And if there's no open question, then I will close and see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.